Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on a new hop for the month of December called Woodgrain in Winter. This hop is sponsored by Janet and MK. So I will have a playlist linked below that you can check out all of the videos that are associated with this fun hop for the month of December. I kind of took a peek at the playlist and I saw that some of the creators actually created a kit to play with, which is awesome. I did not do that. I'm going to be just pulling random wood grain bits from my stash. The first thing I pulled is my winter, it's called Winter Moments with You. This is a Hip Kit Club kit that I believe we got either December or January, either December last year or January of this year. I'd have to look to verify. But I pulled it out because I haven't dug into it yet. And the reason, partially the reason for that is because this kit was used as an inspiration kit for Counterfeit Kit last year, and I decided that I wasn't going to play with it and instead played with the kit that I curated for my stash. And in fact, I actually recreated these, which is kind of cool. So I have dug through the papers and I've pulled this piece of falling snow pattern paper or bokeh, whichever you want to call it, but to me it reminds me of snow falling. I printed some photos. We, in February of 2020, just before the pandemic hit and all the shutdowns hit, we were moving, and the day that they brought our household goods to our new home in New York, it snowed 18 inches. And so I will be creating this layout based on these photos. I took several different views. I had never seen this much snow before, and it's very, very beautiful. But by the end of winter at Fort Drum, you're sick to death of snow. We had snow on the ground for Mother's Day one year, so by May, I'm about ready for some greenery. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to get started. Oh, I want to mention that the wood grain that I have here is actually from my November counterfeit kit. It is the circle I cut for a previous layout. I used the outer piece for that layout, not the actual circle. So I saved the circle, and I'll be using it here. It is also a Hip Kit Club paper, but not from the same kit. I'll be right back. I really think this layout goes together quickly. So the first thing I do is I'm trying to use my white Stabilo pen. And I don't know what it is with these pens lately, but they seem to dry up and not work. So this is a different white gel pen that does work. This is a very subtle line around my circle, and I'm just gonna kind of do a broken doodly line all the way around this wood grain circle. It just kind of gives it a little bit of definition, but it's very muted, and it's, you know, it kind of goes along with what I'm working on here. So I did dig through my ephemera pieces, and I found some pieces that I wanted to use. I also had 3 die cut pine trees or evergreen trees, whatever they are, and they were already cut out. So I'm going to layer those up on this layout and use them as well. They're just cut with green cardstock. I matted 3 of the 4 photos that I printed in one of the pattern papers. This one was a yellow dot, but I mostly wanted it for the yellow contrast. I found a piece of like a little notebook sheet for journaling, and then the kitty cat and the chair was super cute, so that's going to go on here. I'm going to add some foam adhesive to the little word. I think it says keeping cozy. Yeah, something like that. And I thought that that looked really good right there. I did put foam adhesive or fun foam behind all of my photos. And I'm going to kind of just layer these photos up on top of each other. You're still going to be able to see all of the snow, and the truck is the actual moving truck that delivered our household goods from this move. And so I took a picture of it when it pulled up in front of the house. I'm going to layer up these two little tags just for some added elements and create a small embellishment cluster with those. I'm going to put the little gloves and then the word birthday right there, and it kind of brings that red up there in that corner. Now these evergreen trees, I am going to, like I said, I'm going to layer those up. I'm going to layer them up on top of that little floral wreath, which also has some red in it. Not a lot, but it has it, and I'm going to cover up a pretty good portion of that anyway. I did put a piece of foam behind the top tree, and then I saw this little scalloped piece here, and I thought I would use that as an anchor point for my embellishment cluster up here in this left corner. Making sure everything is glued down. I usually don't glue things down on camera, but today I am doing that. I'm going to put this little house on here, and I'm going to use some of that fun foam as well. So I ran this fun foam through my Big Shot switch because I was trying to cut some foam for some shakers that I was making, and it really flattened it out quite a bit. And that can be a problem, but you know, I didn't need a whole lot of popping there. I just wanted a little bit of depth. I am adding that little heart and making it come out the chimney on the house, and I'm going to add some snowflakes as well. But first I want to dig out these alphas for my title. They have some smaller alphas on the back, and I will use both sizes. And I'm going to title this a Welcome to the North Country. The North Country is what the locals call the area up where Fort Drum, New York is. We are 30 minutes from the Canadian border. It's kind of cool to see, you know, signs on the highway that say Canada this way anyway. Kind of cool. We didn't get to go to Canada while we were there, not with the pandemic, and then other things came up. My husband deployed from Fort Drum as well and was gone, you know, once we got opened up. I don't know where you're from, but in the North Country, in New York State, we were the lockdowns were a lot longer and a lot more strict than they were in some of the parts of the country. And so we didn't travel very far or very much because we really weren't supposed to, or my husband wasn't supposed to. The Army can't really tell me I can't go anywhere, but if my husband's not going to be able to travel, I'm not going to either. And I don't know why I put that E there. I know how to spell north. I kind of was shaking my head as I was doing it, like, what in the world? Anyway, so these alphas are kind of fun. It's kind of really subtle, but they're ombre colored. They start out a pinkish red at the top, and down towards the bottom, they end up being more of like a bubblegum or a Barbie pink, whichever you prefer to call it. And I thought that was really cool. I also really love that they have the little dots, stars on there. Those are really cool. I didn't use any of those on this layout, but I might on another. I am going to put the date down here on the bottom, just the year 2020, using the numbers. That works for me. As I said earlier, this layout was, or these photos are from our very first day in our new home. We, I think, slept one night on blow-up mattresses and had like a futon that we used for a couch during the day while we were waiting for people to show up to turn on our internet and our household goods. I'm going to add these little stars. I put fun foam adhesive on the back of all of them to pop them up. All right, I have my layout completely done with the exception of a small detail that I like to add. I'm going to add some twine to the top of my tags with a glue dot. I've already tied them into a bow, so that part is ready. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. Make sure that you check out that description box below because there is a playlist for this series. Make sure you leave everybody some love and see what everybody else is doing with wood grain and winter. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe. So just click that button below, and if you need to be notified, there's a bell right next to it. You can click that, and YouTube will send you notifications. I have a goal of between 2 to 4 videos per week. For the month of December, I may or may not meet that goal. Guys, I don't even have my Christmas tree up. It's still in the shed where I can't reach it or get it down, and my guys are busy. So let's hope we can get some free time around here and I can get my house all ready for Christmas. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.